Alright, start off by saying, Call Yehovah by Shemi Hawashai Waharakakadash or Brakatham. It's your little brother here. Oh, before I forget, double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, of course, who of course gave me this truth. Always good to, let you brothers know who I'm affiliated with, who I learned this truth from, who I continue to learn from, watching a lot of the old content on Daily Motion, as well as hitting up that GMS homework site, which has really done wonders for my knowledge and gaining understanding. Alright, so this video here, I don't really want to play it because I don't really want to make this video too long. But this thing here is essentially talking about Mutual Israel does it again. Polaris Solutions Kit 300 for IDF. Kit 300, and they talk about in the video, internationally is known as JAG-hide for the Israel Defense Force. Provides multispectral concealment. Alright, and it's really not true multispectral concealment. It's not like a true invisibility cloak. But they're going to talk about it. Over here, I'm actually going to play a little bit of it.
Marketing at Polaris Solutions told the media line, camouflage nets haven't changed too much in the past 50 years. We wanted to bring in a new type of material, so TVC was born. The sheet comes in different variants and has different coloration depending on the use case. One for dense vegetation and the other for more desert-like landscapes. Also, the company can customize patterns and coloring based on client needs and geographic region. The robust textile can be molded into three-dimensional shapes or folded into a compact roll. It's also waterproof, can provide shelter, or be formed into a stretcher to carry wounded soldiers on the battle arena. Pincus stated it has additional value in medical use. He said it can carry weight up to 250 kilograms, that's 550 pounds, can be used as a splint to immobilize a broken bone, and can serve as a hypothermia blanket.
Alright, so that's the gist. Essentially, it's just a better camouflage outfit, and they talk about in the video how there's actually a lot of barriers to getting true invisibility. Okay, which eventually, they could already have that already, but just not telling you. But it's just yet to be seen. We'll have to wait till World War III, and we'll go into it. And we're gonna go to Matthew chapter 24 first, and for nation rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, there should be earthquakes and pestilences and earthquakes. There should be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginnings of sorrow. And I really like Matthew chapter 24 because it talks about the same things in Revelation, but it's kind of simple. It's pretty much wars, rumors of wars, various persecutions, and then that kind of final battle, the battle of Armageddon, with the other nations launching missiles at the U.S. and the chariots come at the same time delivering people. Okay, so that's all I wanted to hit on there. I think I wanted to make war. Is Revelation chapter 13. Yeah. And the beast which I saw was like a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth was the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. And I saw the brothers, they broke this down, the other apostles. The leopard is of course referring to the start of their rulership, which is Alexander the Freak back in Greece. The start of Esau's kind of taste of rulership. And the feet, which represents the end of his rulership, is the feet of a bear, and that represents Russia. Russia is going to be one of the main nations that's going to take this society down, alongside with China, the Middle East, because the Middle East is very fucking upset. All right, if you've ever heard of Abu Ghraib, go read about it. Um, the whole Nisour Square massacre. Those Iraqis, Iranians, which are all Persians. Well, I wouldn't say they're all Persians. You know, a lot of them are Ishmaelites down there now, but you still have those original Persians down up in there. You know, and I saw one of his heads as if it were healed, wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wandered after the beast. Okay, so that's talking about Jake's rulership, 193 A.D. Septimius Severus was pretty much the guy that took down the Roman society, and that's when Jake started ruling. Jake took over. Okay, and that kind of whole thing with Jake starting to get rulership, I'm pretty sure it started with Claudius Caesar. Claudius Caesar wasn't too bright, and you know, he actually was able to learn. I believe he worked with some philosopher. His family sent him to be tutored, and he was able to become very intelligent and not very intelligent, but was kind of able to kind of grow in knowledge. And I believe it was him who was like really the first person to start having people in the Senate who weren't full-blooded Italians. He had non-Italians in power. So a lot of people believe that Claudius Caesar was just being manipulated by the non-Italian senators that he had, and that they were actually the guys that had him killed. But that's just a theory. And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. The dragon is a Roman Empire, and they worshipped the beast, saying, "Who was like unto this beast, who was able to make war with him." Okay. And going back into it, I don't think you brothers forgot about this. This wasn't too long ago with the whole Israeli-Palestinian conflict, which we were, us brothers here at Great Millstone, and Great Millstone affiliated, we were happy to see this, see Israel and Palestine fighting. But this isn't sure what this is. The Iron Dome is, as it says, anti-missile system, and the way it works is it pretty much anti-missile defense system. It uses radar technology and interceptor missiles to track and destroy incoming rockets. It was first deployed in 2011 and was built and maintained with $1.6 billion in U.S. funding. Okay. The U.S. is they fund Israel to make these things, man. And the U.S. also makes their own weapons, but that's why the U.S. has to have a very good relationship with Israel. The Iron Dome could detect rockets from 2.4 miles to 43.4 miles away. That's very far. The system's interceptor, called the Tamir, is 6 inches wide by 10 feet long and weighs nearly 200 pounds. An interceptor relies on miniature sensors to get closer to incoming rocket so it can explode and destroy it. Alright, and it's 90% effective. As you see, a 90% success rate, and it's still growing. Alright, so who can make war with this beast? It's the Most High. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, is the only person that can make war with this beast, and he's gonna make war with this beast, and he's gonna overtake it. All right. And let's see here. We were gonna go at verse 15. I kind of bear with me. I kind of wanted just to make something really quick. Okay, all right. So this is verse 15 of Revelation chapter 16, verse 15. Well, there comes a thief, lest they see that watch and keep his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. Now, watching and keep his garments, that goes into being in his truth, praying daily, watching daily, reading daily, doing your duties, fasting, lest he walk naked, being in sin, and people will see your shame, And they called him together into a place in the Hebrew tongue called Armageddon, which I believe means great hill. And the seven angel portals vow into the air, and they came the great voice of the temple of heaven from the throne, saying, "It is done." And the voices and thunderings and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not seen since men upon the earth. So mighty earthquake is so great. And the great sea was divided into three parts, and the cities of the nations fell. And great Babylon came in remembrance before Yahweh to give unto the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. Okay, Babylon is destroyed, and every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. It's got nuclear missiles. Alright, and it fell upon men a hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent. And the men blasphemed Yahweh because of the plague of the hail, for the plague thereof was exceeding great. And it shows you how wicked these people are, because even when they're being destroyed, they're still going to be cursing out the Most High. Alright, and when it talks about that talent, the talent is like 200 pounds, 100 to 200 pounds. Slakia. Alright, gold is like 200 and silver is 100. Alright, which we know the missiles weigh much more. But that hail, that great hail coming out of heaven, because remember John was on the island of Patmos when he saw this. He really didn't know what the missiles were. You know, they didn't have missile technology back then. So he just called them hail, like great millstones. Okay, so he saw these big, and when you look at them from afar, right? When you look at the Iron Dome system, let's take a look at it looks like that. It looks like stones almost. So you can kind of see why the Apostle John saw this and was like, "Oh wow," you know, Saint John, the divine, saw this and was like, "Whoa, stones, hail." All right, that's all I got. Of course, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's all I got for this video. To be continued to the next one. Shalom.